available? There you are. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still. Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move, fast. We won't survive long out in the open like this. Let's get inside the walls. Okay, I need to find you a weapon before the Fallen find us. Quiet. They're right above us. Hang tight. Fallen thrive in the dark. We won't. We need more light. I'll see what I can do. Another one of these hardened military systems, and a few centuries of entropy working against me. They're coming for us. Here, I found a rifle. Grab it. I hope you know how to use that thing. What was that? Loot cache. Let's see what's inside. Trip mines! Don't touch them. Fallen have a tighter hold on this place than I thought. Just a little bit further. Let's hope there's something left out. This was an old cosmodrome. There's got to be something we can fly out of here. Incoming! Fallen ships! This close to the surface! Move! Signs of an old jump ship. Could be our ticket out of here. There's a ship. Clear him out. Let me see if I can get us out of here. It's been here a while. Hasn't made a jump in centuries. We're lucky the Fallen haven't completely picked it clean.
Will it fly?
I can make it work. Okay, it's not going to break orbit. It just might get us to the city. Now, about that transmat. Bringing you in. You can come back for them when you're ready. Let's get you home. Welcome to the last safe city on Earth. The only place the traveler can still protect. It took centuries to build. Now, we're counting every day it stands. And this tower is where the Guardians live.
No address.
Closed mission, Sandy to relay. Fastest.
There's so little left out here. We were lucky to even find this ship. A Guardian can't do much to protect the city without one. But it needs a warp drive if we ever hope to fight beyond Earth. And that Cosmodrome is the only place I know where we might still find one. We survived the Fallen once. We can do it again. A Guardian ship was recently shot down here. If the Fallen haven't gotten to it, there might be parts we can salvage. The ship's avionics are completely catatonic, but I can call their last transmission. They managed to restore an information hub here, down in the tunnels below. We should check it out. A map of the entire area. What we really need to find is a warp drive, so we can jump to any planet or moon. Our only hope is where we found our ship. We have to go back. Scanning for the warp drive. Bad news. It's already in Fallen hands. I hope you're ready for this. There are reports that the Fallen back at the Cosmodrome are keeping a pretty tight guard on the old Skywatch. Could be one of their leaders, or it could be something valuable. The speaker's asking Guardians to look into it. Okay, the Skywatch is just on the other side of the steps. And it's surrounded by Fallen. Well, I'm ready if you are. You know, this place must have been amazing before the collapse. Thousands of humans boarding the colony ships, off to build cities beyond. Up the hill, the building with the radar. That's the Skywatch.
We're in. This was one of Skywatch's old array stations, a link to the lunar colonies. Dead end. Fallen sealed this gate. I can get it open.
The Fallen really didn't want anybody getting in. Or out. What is this? Lots of motion ahead. I've got a bad feeling about this. The Hive! They're already here! There's a wizard here.
You have to kill it. The wizard's here. The Vanguard's reporting that Fallen are tearing into machines all over the Cosmodrome. I'm starting to think they aren't just looting the place. Whatever they're looking for, we should probably find it first. I'm picking up heavy Fallen activity near the Forgotten Shore, but that's miles from here. Guardians set up a vehicle grid here. We sync to that. We can summon ground transport from our ship. Let's go. Here's the Sparrow link.
Encoding superposed states, tangling ket vectors, and we're late.
All right. If you want to get your Sparrow, we can be in the Forgotten Shore in seconds. We're approaching the shore. The Fallen are using some sort of signal amplifiers. Let's see what they're transmitting.
Give me a second. Some kind of distorted signal. Not Fallen. Let's check the other one. Same transmission. They're both linked to something in Skywatch. Let's check it out.
Fallen are tapped into something in the back of the room. The Fallen are tapped into something in the back of the room.
The Fallen are trying to access these machines, but something is fighting back. This will take some time. manage to steal. We should destroy this thing. They didn't get much. Kept hitting an active firewall. Old Earth.
There's reports a team of Guardians went dark near the old Skywatch. They were running a mission for Dead Orbit, had codes to a hidden array that could reconnect us to other colonies in the system. If we can find their ghosts, maybe we can open that array.
The ghosts were last heard from near the Skywatch.
Let's head there and see if we can find them. We're heading back through that hive breeding ground. The Vanguards say they're spilling onto the surface now, keeping the Fallen busy. The ghosts. They're in a clearing between buildings not far from here. The ghosts are still here. The Fallen have them. This one still holds the codes. Let's find the array. The darkness is growing stronger. We have to finish this. The array control station is in the next sector. Approaching the control station. This is it. There's the controls. I'll see if these codes still work.
Okay, negotiating crypto systems. Shore resistant security lattice verified. It's working. Outside, the array. It's opening. Amazing. It's activating. Drive tube shift. Running through. clear. The array is controlled by Rescue.
Alright guys, welcome to my Destiny Beta speedrun commentary. Now you can see right there off the bat that I did pick the Hunter class, and that's because when you get to your first game loot, if you will, or treasure chest that's in this run, there's going to be a sniper rifle that you can pick up there, which I think does a ton of damage. I didn't have enough time to experiment with the Titan class. I'm not sure what they get in that loot crate or whatever, but I know for the Hunter you do get the sniper rifle. I think Warlock you get the shotgun, which is the only two that I've played as. So I feel like that the sniper rifle does a ton of damage for this early on in the run. So that's the reason why I like picking the Hunter class. A couple things before we get started here. I was not able to include Mission 6 in with this run because that portion of the beta opened up late, and then I had trouble replaying that mission. I don't know if everybody had that kind of trouble, but I couldn't really get in there to replay it enough times to get really good at it. And so I kind of left that out of this run. So it's just going to be missions 1 through 5 of the beta and that sort of thing. And I'm probably not going to be talking the entire time. During cutscenes and stuff, I probably won't say too much. It'll just be tips that I learned along the way and things of that nature. This is by no means a perfect run. I had one death in the run, which probably cost me a good, I don't know, 30 or 45 seconds. I did make up for it though in a certain section of this run, which is very random, and I'll explain that when we get to it. So I think net I came out even, but I do think that this run could easily be 30 to 45 seconds faster, right, if I wouldn't have taken that death. And I'll show it to you when we get there. But I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of this cutscene, and then I'll meet up with you on the other side, and we'll talk about the run.
Is it possible? There you are. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still.
Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move, fast. We won't survive long out in the open like this. Let's get inside the walls.
Okay, so right off the bat, you can see that I'm jumping quite a bit here. You're going to see me jump through the entire run. I've played through and practiced, runs jumping, and I've played through and practiced runs where I just, regularly, ran through the game. And I always find that my times were better when I jumped. Now, that may not be factual, right? Because it could just be that I was getting through combat areas quicker or something like that. But I do feel like that jumping does give you a little bit more, momentum when you're trying to get through this run. But we'll have to test that, I guess, when the game drops and we have more time to kind of experiment with that. Because I know in some games running is the way you do it, or rolling or dashing or something like that is the way that you get through them a whole lot quicker. But I feel like I had the advantage here when I was jumping, but like I said, may not be 100% accurate with that. This is a section where you're trying to get to your gun. You actually don't have to bend down and pick the gun up. It's an automatic pickup. And if you can get through that door at just the right time, like under that gate, and slide at just the right time, I actually missed it right there. You'll slide right into the gun and pick it up, and you probably save a little bit of time there. If you run through there full blast, you'll miss both of those enemies. You'll kind of clip right through them. Then just hug the left here and just keep pushing. Just don't stop running. Just bypass all these enemies, head across the bridge. Now this is the first pickup that I was telling you about. This is where you're going to get your sniper rifle, and in my opinion, very important for the run. You'll see that when we get to some of the bosses and things. It kills them super quick. Just keep going as fast as you can through there. Now sometimes I lose the ability to see my shield. You see how it's got push triangle to swap button, and I have no shield at the top right now, like no shield bar. I don't know if that's because the push triangle button was on the screen or whatever, and that's why I took that far left route, because I didn't know exactly how much shield I had. If you run into those trip mines and you don't have like a full shield, it's possible for them to kill you. Otherwise, in that hallway, I would have actually went through like straight down the hallway and just ran right through that last trip mine, and I would have had about maybe 5% health after hitting it, but I would have shaved a little bit of time there because I wouldn't have had to go in that loop, you know what I mean? And then here I'm just jumping again like a crazy man. Now right here, what you can do is just go full blast, go past this truck on the right, and if you jump, do a full jump and then turn this corner and jump again, you won't get slowed down. Sometimes if you come through there and you don't do that particular strategy, the game will actually stop you and you'll have to walk. But you can actually bypass that. You can actually clip through this window too, and that saves you from having to go around. I kind of got held up on the enemies there, so net I probably didn't gain any time. But if you don't get hung up on the enemies there, you can save, you know, a second maybe. And then here, I just try to herd them all up in a group. Now, you have an option here of putting on your, equipping the ability to use your grenade. And I've tried that. It takes a couple seconds to obviously put it on. I found that sometimes I did it quicker, sometimes I didn't. That could just be a practice thing. So I just decided not to do that for this run and just try to kill all these guys normally. Typically, if you knife kill them like that, you kill them pretty quick. And I think that makes up for not being able to use the grenade. So I think it's just personal preference, whichever one you think, you know, is good for you. Just take them out. And then I always put it on now. You can actually equip that ability anytime between now and I guess the next mission, so you don't have to do it then. I just like to scooter it in there and get it out of the way. And that pretty much wraps up the first mission. I'll let you guys enjoy this cutscene. Meet you on the other side.
We're lucky the Fallen haven't completely picked it clean.
Will it fly?
I can make it work. Okay, it's not going to break orbit. It just might get us to the city. Now, about that transmat. Bringing you in. You can come back for them when you're ready. Let's get you home.
Alright, so as soon as you see it fade to black right here, what I do is I hold down my triangle button. And sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not really sure what triggers it, but it's possible to skip through this next advancement screen. Like there's the advancement screen, and then you see how I just went right through that activity reward screen. If you don't hold down triangle, you have to like wait for the prompt to show up at the bottom, then you have to hold down triangle and the circle has to show up and it has to go through the radius or whatever and, you know, get to 100%. So it saves a little bit of time, and I find that it's just by holding down the triangle button is what makes that happen. And then this next section is pretty much just a bunch of cutscenes. Can't really skip these cutscenes. You can skip the first cutscene in the game after you select your character. You just keep tapping like X or triangle. I just do like X and triangle with both fingers, and then you can skip through that first opening cutscene. But with these, to my knowledge, you can't. I'm wondering if when we get to the regular build of the game, the full build of the game, I wonder if you'll be able to skip these. I'm not really sure, but that would obviously help the speed run out if you could skip through the cutscenes. In this next area, there is a super long loading screen after this cutscene. I don't know how to skip that either, but it loads forever, and I didn't edit it or anything like that. It's, you know, I didn't want to edit out any of the loading screens because that would obviously shave my time. So I didn't cut out any of the loading screens, even though I guess in the editing process it would be easy to do that and kind of trick people, but I didn't do that at all. It's just an extremely long loading screen. So, and then after this particular cutscene right here, and after the loading screen, you just want to get ready. What I do is I put my left thumb on the the touchpad on the PlayStation controller, and I put my right thumb on the triangle button, and I'm just gonna get ready to go to orbit. You don't really have to do anything in the tower here. You don't have to get any guns or anything like that. At least I don't anyway. And that just gets me back out and, you know, ready to play the next mission fairly quick. This is the long loading screen I was telling you about. It's just super ridiculously long, and I don't know how to get past it. But as soon as this loading screen is over, like I said, I just hit the touchpad really quick and then hold down the triangle button, and that way I can get to orbit as fast as possible. A way to tell that the loading screen is about to end is you'll start hearing background noises, you know, people talking. You'll start hearing, like, you know, the rumbles of the tower, you know, people just talking and hanging out. Tell you what, I'll kind of be quiet right here and see if we can hear them. You're probably hearing airships and stuff right now in the background. See what I mean? And there you go. And just hold down start, hit triangle super quick, and head on into orbit. And the loading screens are not so long from here on out, which is really good. But that loading screen right there is probably the longest one that I've experienced in the game so far. This one's a little bit lengthy too, but not as bad. Then I got that, which freaked me out. I was like, oh no, what is that? What is that new prompt? And then this is also something that's really going to affect your speedrun, is being able to get through the menus right here fairly quick. You don't have to worry about upgrading your character or anything like that. There's going to be some downtime in the actual run where you can put on gear and stuff like that, because really defense is your biggest, you know, priority, and that sort of thing. So we'll get into this mission here. This mission's actually fairly easy. I'll show you a trick or two in this particular mission as well that'll get you through, you know, a little bit quicker. There's one part that I'm 50-50 on as to whether it is quicker or not, and I think I did it in this particular run, because you do have to take no, actually I don't know if I did it or not. I did so many runs, guys. We'll see about it when we get there. Again, just jumping because I feel like I go a little bit faster. Now when you get down here, you don't actually have to kill any of these enemies. Just keep going through. Jumping. This guy's actually taking him out for me. It doesn't matter if they're dead or not. They will not kill you here. Like, if that guy wouldn't have taken him out for me, they would just be shooting me right now, but you wouldn't die. And as soon as the ghost like disappears, you're able to leave. You don't have to wait for him to finish dialogue or anything. And then just head through this way, fall down. I'll know in a second what I do here. I can't remember if I took the death or not. Okay, so if you look at the radar right now, there's no red. If I would have been in that hallway back there just a second ago and there would have been red, meaning there would have been enemies in this room, there is a way that you can come up here. As soon as he says they managed to restore the hub down here, if you run around the corner right quick, deploy your ghost, the enemies will start hitting you right here and they'll actually kill you, but it spawns you back in outside of this entire area. And I'm pretty sure it takes more than 5 seconds to walk out of this area. There's a respawn time of 5 seconds. So it needs to be tested, but it's possible that it's better to take a death there if the enemies are there, and then just show up out here, and then, you know, then run to this next objective. Now that's a miss right there. You're able to kind of clip through those steps. Well, not clip through the steps, but make more of an angled jump and keep your momentum. And I missed it, so that did cost me a little bit of time right there. Let's come through here, and if you fall down here or jump and then jump again, you're able to kind of just go right up that rubble path there and just keep moving. What I like to do here is go ahead and shoot, throw a grenade and then shoot these guys. That way the grenade hits the more powerful enemies in the room. They're all on the right hand side of the map, and then just try to shank all these shanks and try to clear this room out as quick as possible. And then what I like to do is head over here, pull out the sniper rifle that we got earlier, and you'll see why I like the sniper rifle, because it does 344 damage with criticals. I missed a couple of criticals there. You're just trying to go for mainly headshots. I miss a couple of them there, but it doesn't really matter. He dies fairly quick. like that. And then you just want to come out here and just beast on these guys, you know, combination of knife kills and shooting them. There you go. And then as soon as you're done with the mission, go ahead and hit your touchpad and go straight to orbit. You don't have to wait for all the advancement screens and the tally screens and all that kind of stuff. You just bolt out of there real quick, hit up a short loading screen, and you're right into the next mission. Saves a ton of time. And again, just, you know, trying to optimize how you get through your menus here. Now you can see that I did pick up a tracker, which is kind of some defense for my arms. I'll show you later on when I equip all that stuff. Your instinct is to do it here because you're not in combat, but I find that there are dead times in the run where you can equip it and it doesn't cost you any time. And I think this next mission goes fairly well. It's mission 4 that I think is the one where I die, I think. Yeah, mission 4 is the one where I actually take a death. And it's a crazy death, man. It should have never happened, to be honest with you. And this run, I think, would be a good 30-45 seconds faster, but again, just jumping right here. Now I did get the ability to do the double jump, which I'm going to equip right here because you can basically jump up this wall right here. Saves you a little bit of time from having to go around and under that bridge. Just equip this right quick and then just try to get up this wall as fast as possible. You know, instead of going around the map and under the bridge and all that kind of stuff, I feel like this is a little bit quicker. Because you can kind of just go straight through here. And this is a pretty long run right here. There's not much you can do. If you've never played the beta before, you can't use your bike yet, your speeder bike. It's not available to you right now, so you're pretty much left with just running. And again, like I said, I just do the jumping method, the bunny hop method. I feel like it makes me go quicker, and that tends to be the way it is with most games for me. Like I find that if I'm jumping, for whatever reason, I feel like I'm going faster. And I'm not sure if double jumping here would give me more, you know, like more momentum, because I feel like the higher I jump, the less I'm traveling. You see what I'm saying? But I could be wrong about that. But I kind of hit that rock there, and that kind of slowed my momentum down a bit. You can actually jump up this wall too using a double jump. And I tried to actually jump over that barrier, but I missed it. So my momentum got slowed down a little bit there as well. And I think my momentum stops here too. Yep. If you don't come around that corner fast enough and he starts talking, it tends to slow you down. But if you get around that corner faster than he starts talking, you keep your momentum. I don't know how else better to explain that. And this is where you have to deploy your ghost. Now this is dead time right here. This is when you can actually put on gear and all that kind of stuff if you want to, you know, and you know, level up any abilities that you need leveling up, stuff like that, if you want to do that. I'm assuming too that if you were to do this run not like I'm doing, when you know maybe you've already completed the mission, you could probably get through here a whole lot quicker because you'd have your bike at that point. But like I said, I don't have my bike at this stage of the game, so I usually just toss a grenade in there because sometimes there's another one of those, I'm not really sure what the name of them are, these guys right here, these little great enemies that attack you like that, and sometimes they can get a couple of shots in on you if you don't throw a grenade in there, and it's they can sometimes kill you. So I just do that safety grenade. This is very important. Try to kill the warlock as fast as possible. Headshot would kill him in one hit, and I missed a couple there. You have 4 shots right in your sniper rifle, so just take the shots. Don't try to sit there and line up and get the headshot on the first try, because if he moves, you're going to miss anyway. I would rather go ahead and put some bullets in him, because if I don't get the headshot and I get the 4 bullets in him, he's going to die anyway. See what I mean? But I'm sure if you could go in there and get that lucky, you know, that lucky headshot out the gate, then it would save a little bit of time. And as soon as he dies, jump to orbit. You don't have to go through any of that. You know how you have to wait 30 seconds at the end of a mission and all that kind of stuff? You can just skip all that, which saves you a little bit of time. I think the first time I did this run, I didn't know about just going straight to orbit, and I think my final time was like 52 minutes or something like that. That's with no practice, and I was like, man, that's a long speed run. But you can actually cut most of that stuff out.
I'm picking up heavy fallen activity near the
And then here, I just kind of jump to the left, because your target is basically directly in front of you and on the left. So I'm thinking this is probably the fastest way to get there. And there's going to be some jumps up here. And I've kind of got all these jumps down to a rhythm. Like I count them in my head while I'm jumping to make sure that I'm, you know, doing it the same way every time. That way I can, you know, see if my runs are getting any quicker. I missed that first one, but I was lucky enough to basically get up there on that second jump. But it's possible to get up there on the first try. It should look a little something like that jump. Very seamless, and you keep your momentum, but I didn't quite get it perfect right there. Again, right here, deploy your ghost, but don't wait around. Go ahead and get you some traveling distance right here. And just get ready to hit your touchpad, because as soon as you hear this, as soon as you hear that vehicle link, or as soon as you hear that and you see the words vehicle link enabled, go ahead and hit your touchpad and get on your speeder bike. Now, to my knowledge, and there may be, and I kind of hope there's not, because I'm going to look like an idiot right now if there's a faster way to ride on these bikes. I know you can do the boost, but you have to slow down to pretty much a complete stop or thereabouts to be able to do it. So I feel like just keeping your momentum here is probably a little bit faster. But if there's a way to go even faster than this, I don't know about it, or at least I didn't know about it at the time of the run. So if there's a way to go quicker, then obviously that would shave a ton of time.
Let's see what they're transmitting.
And we'll just keep booking right here. I like to come this way, and I think luckily right here, yeah, there were no enemies. Now there could be enemies here. I guess somebody cleared them out, but it doesn't really matter. They're not going to kill you either way. You just go up there as fast as possible, deploy your ghost. You're going to take some shots. You're going to probably be at like 20% health, but they're not going to kill you. And then by the time you get up here, you've kind of, you know, your shield is regenerated. There's probably going to be some enemies here as well, but they won't kill you either. Just deploy your ghost. Just, you know, take the shots. They won't kill you, especially if you decided to put some armor on in that last dead spot. I didn't, because I think at the time of this run, I didn't even think about it. But since then, you know, that's normally what I do, is put on some gear. And that's the reason why I decided not to cut that out of this run, is because kind of my goal with this run was to make sure that I wasn't getting help from teammates, you know, from random teammates. But there's really nothing you can do to avoid that. I tried to make sure that I wasn't getting any help from random teammates in the boss fights, like in the big battle rooms. And as long as I feel like them killing the enemies in the open world map out there is not really affecting my run, then I just left it in. Like I said, even if there would have been enemies in that last section where we were deploying our two ghosts, they wouldn't have killed you. They would have came close, but they wouldn't have killed you. So then here you can kind of jump up here and jump back. I didn't quite do that the best, but I think you get my point. You can jump on those steps and then do like a 360 and then jump across the gap, and that saves you a bit of time. Here is the death. You can always knife this guy twice, throw a bomb, and I've kind of got that down to a pattern. And then you can see the invisible guy right there. I kill him. There should be one more invisible guy. He's supposed to show up on my left, but I didn't see him. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and put some shots in on the captain. And I was like, where is the invisible guy? And there he goes. And so he takes me, and then the captain actually sneaks around and gets me on the right. So normally the invisible guy shows up a little bit quicker than that, at least in my practice. Or sometimes he won't even show up until after you've deployed the ghost, which I think is what happens right here. And normally I would have just scrapped the run, you see what I mean, call it a day and tried again. But I was like, you know what, if I can get lucky on the I kind of get caught up on the captain right here. That wasn't that great. I was like, if I can get lucky on the next mission, and I'll show you that when we get there, then I can actually save this run. And it actually ends up happening for me. So I think net I was okay. Again, I'm just looking for those invisible guys. They're really the thing you have to worry about right now. See, the first one's not even out yet. There he goes. And normally you can just knife him, trying to get away from the captain. I'm still waiting for the next invisible guy to show. Captain ducks behind there. And I think I just eventually just pull out the sniper rifle and just take him out. And I'm still looking for the invisible guy, but I don't see him again. sometimes both invisible guys will show up before you deploy your ghost, and sometimes they don't. It's random, so just wait. And what you can do here is if you bounce your grenade off the steps, which is what you see me do here, it actually explodes and hits them in the head instead of like their feet, and I'm assuming that that does more damage. At least that's my thought. But you can pretty much take out that entire wave that flushes through the back door with one grenade, which is what you see me do. And the reason why you want to do that too is because now your grenade is, your ability is refilling right now, and you're going to want that grenade for later on in this particular combat area too. And typically what I'll do is I'll kill, you know, I'll kill as many as I can with my gun, and it just comes down to a judgment call on the player. I mean, obviously knifing is going to kill them in 1 to 2 hits, which could be quicker depending on the enemy that you're fighting versus shooting them, and you conserve ammo, right? So what I'll do is I will shoot, and then I will reload my gun, and if by the time I'm reloading my gun, if I'm in front of an enemy and my gun is not reloaded but I can knife him, then I choose to knife him. You see what I mean? If my gun is reloaded, see like right here, my gun's not reloaded, so I knifed him. So it just comes down to, if I have a clip and I'm ready to shoot, I shoot. If I don't, I knife, because I do feel like knifing is a really quick way to get through this. Like right here, I'm having a really good knife streak right here, and I killed those enemies, I think, way quicker than I could have if I'd have shot them. See what I mean? And now we just got to go and take out this back area, take out all these guys. There should be another invisible guy too that I'm waiting on. There he is. Definitely want to make sure that you kill those invisible dudes, because they are annoying. And right here I get unlucky with the captain. He typically will not go behind that, and it's throwing off my timing because I don't know whether I should be trying to shoot him. Normally I shoot him first. There's the other invisible guy. They usually come in packs of 2s, those invisible guys. So this is kind of costing me a little bit of time right here. And then he just stops, which has never happened. At least behind that anyway. He normally stops, but he's out in the open. So that affected my timing a little bit there. So now I'm rushing to catch back up with my time, and I almost take another death. I have to kind of get out of here and turn around and shoot this dude. And that's it. Alright, now we got to go take out this back door. You can see that I'm late here too. Normally you can catch all those enemies when they're coming out of that back door, and if your grenade has built back up, you can toss a grenade in there and get damage on all of them, which is pretty cool. My grenade wasn't quite built back up enough, so my timing was a bit off in this section. And now as a player, I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, my time is behind. And if you've ever done speedruns, you know that feeling. And so you tend to rush a little bit to catch back up. So I'm trying to knife and do whatever I got to do to kind of get caught back up. Typically, these 2 enemies right here will not be this far out. Typically, I kill them when they're up there on the platform where the where your ghost is, because I just snipe them. But because I had to snipe the captain, my my bullet count was a bit off. So, and now I'm just kind of, you know, just improvising at this point. They're usually, the enemies, like I said, are never this spread out. So this probably cost me a bit of time as well. And then now you just shoot this, take it out, and go ahead and go straight to orbit. Now typically you can, sometimes you can snipe that thing. You hit it with 2 sniper shots and it'll go down. But because I was late, my pattern was off, I felt like switching to the gun would just take up more time. So I just decided to shoot it regularly. And you can actually skip the level 4 story explore mission, which is where you're just going around doing a bunch of side quests. I don't feel that that's necessary to be in there, because we're just trying to get to mission 5 as fast as possible, and that is not required. So we basically just skip that completely and go straight to mission 5. And this gets crazy. This one is crazy. I'm not even sure if I'm doing it the fastest, but I know it's my fastest time. This run right here was the fastest time I had with mission number 5. So that's the reason why I wanted to post this run. Other than that death, I feel like it's a pretty solid performance, but there are still areas that I feel like I could improve on. And I did practice a lot with improving it, and believe it or not, I've actually gotten this run down to less than 36 minutes, but in mission 4 and 5, sometimes I would have random people join my game or whatever. Not join my game, but just be doing the same mission that I was doing. And because we were in those big combat areas, I felt like that should not count towards my time, because that felt more like co-op play, even though they weren't actually, even though I didn't know them. So I had to cut those runs. So this is the best run that I could give you guys without, other players being in the game, if that makes sense. So that's the reason why I wanted to keep it. And I'm going to show you here in just a second what I was talking about. There's a random section coming up where you have to find 3 ghosts, and you have to kill captains in order to find them. To my knowledge, that's the only enemies that you can kill that will drop the ghost. And it's random where they show up. There's 3 different spots, to my knowledge, where they can show up. One is kind of right when you come out of this door up here. Another one is to your left, and then another one is back up near the shed or the warehouse that you're trying to get to. And if you can get lucky enough to catch them on this first little area, and you can find 3 of them, which, based on my practice, it's like a 2 out of 10 chance that this happens, where they just happen to be right here all piled up. You can get 1 grenade off and just wipe them clean right there. So this does not happen every time you play, though. And I guess it's because sometimes other random people will have maybe already cleaned them out or killed them or whatever. And this is the reason why I decided to keep the run, because this particular section can easily cost you like a minute if you get the bad random. I don't know if that's randomness of the game, or, like I said, just other people killing them for you and them just not being there. But either way, that can easily cost you 45 seconds to a minute if you have to run around and find captains. So I think net at this point, I'm just breaking even. So if I wouldn't have taken the death, and I would have got the lucky break right there with the 3 ghosts, then this run could have easily been 30 to 45 seconds quicker, which would have been sub 36, which is, I feel like, it's pretty good. But like I said, I haven't had enough time with the game to really test it, you know what I mean? And then right here, the trick I like to do is just run past all these guys, hop up here. Now, I probably, honestly, in hindsight, should have put the grenade on those guys that were coming out of the door, because the grenade really doesn't do that much damage to the captain. So that probably would have saved me a bit of time too. Maybe, like I said, if I was coming through that bay door right there, just toss the grenade down to my right. The only issue is that you got to make sure that the grenade actually doesn't hit you, because it can take off your energy. And I'm sorry about that, what you guys just saw there with the video. I've got an Elgato game capture card, and for whatever reason, it defragments like that sometimes. If you have a game capture card, you know what I'm talking about. But that wasn't an edit or anything like that. Still the same run. Then right here, I just go Rambo on all these guys. They tend to just stack up right here by the door. This would also be another spot. Like, let's say that you didn't throw the grenade down when you were coming through the gate. You didn't throw your grenade down on the captain. Now will be a good chance for you to throw the grenade down. See what I mean? Because they're all kind of bundled up. And in hindsight, that's probably what I should have done. And in other runs, I did practice some of that stuff. But like I said, due to random teammates joining my game, or maybe just a bad run in general, I couldn't show that to you guys. But I did want to point it out in commentary. Now right here, I like to stand on this platform. That way I'm really close to the wizard, and I can just get some shots. That was a bad third shot there. Typically he won't move, and you can get that third shot and kill him. But that keeps you away from all these guys. And then I just kind of funnel them back into this open warehouse down here. Just funnel them straight through. And just kind of, just keep repeating this pattern. Because these guys right here, in my opinion, are your biggest threat in this area. Is these guys. Because they just keep pressing, and they'll just go right through your bullets and kill you very fast. They're about a 2 to 3 shot kill, depending on how it plays out in your game and whether you have armor on. It's like a 2 to 3 shot kill with those guys, so you have to be careful. Then right here, I'm just waiting on the, just kind of get up here and kind of dance around, waiting on the knight. If you hit him one time, he staggers, and then just keep popping him in the head. That kills him super quick. And then again, we're just going to repeat this process. It is possible to do this area while standing inside of the warehouse, but then you've got bullets firing at you the entire time that you're trying to take out the knight. If you stand on that ledge, once you get past their initial shots at you, then they won't really fire on you anymore for whatever reason. So I find that that's a pretty safe spot. Again, just mulling all these guys. Like I said, those little, I call them gray guys. I'm not sure what the game calls them. Maybe thralls, I guess, is what they call them. To me, they're your #1 threat in this area. Not the wizard, not the knight. I think it's called the hollow knight, the last guy that you have to kill. None of those guys. Those little gray dudes, to me, are your biggest threat. And then here, I'm just going back to my platform. I took some unlucky shots right there. And now I'm just waiting for the, I think it's the hollow knight. And then you can see just kind of strafe left and right, and most of these will miss you. If you get hit, you can drop off this ledge and get your shield back, and then just hop back up here. Just want to take the knight out. I'm not really going for headshots because he does that. I just try to get him staggered enough, and then I just go for my headshot when he comes back out, because when he's like that, you can't hurt him, to my knowledge. And then again, I'm just going to do the same thing. Now right here, everybody's going to be aggressive. It's going to be the gray guys and the other enemies as well. I tossed a grenade there. It didn't quite get the impact that I wanted to. I should have tossed it a bit further, because all these guys right here like to funnel in on the left. For whatever reason, they just come to the left-hand side of this warehouse. So you want to stay on the left so that you can kind of get them a little bit quicker. And now I'm just looking for these last guys. Somehow they got all the way to the back here. And that's it.
I think we're clear.
And as soon as he starts talking, you can go ahead and go straight to orbit, and that's going to be your time. So that's it, guys. That is my speed run for Destiny Beta. Like I said, not perfect, but I think it's a good start. And that was my best time outside of, you know, random players joining my game and kind of messing up my run and that sort of stuff. This was the best time I could post, even though I've posted faster times. Like I said, once I got into mission 4 and 5, it kind of got ruined when other players jumped in. So easily a sub 36, could be quicker if we can find some tricks. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. You guys be good.